Today we're going to look at how to install and use Google FileStream on a Mac. FileStream is a great little utility that allows you to access your entire Google Drive from the desktop, just like you would a network folder or flash drive. The big advantage to this is that you can put all of your work-related files in there, and that puts them into your Google Drive automatically. That means all of your stuff is in a secure cloud storage space, so if something ever happens to your computer, like it gets stolen or the hard drive fails, you don't lose all your important work files. Also, since everything is in your Google Drive, it's available to you if you happen to need access for something in a pinch, like from your iPad, your personal computer, or a Chromebook. So we've been coming around installing this on computers. So if you already have the little blue FileStream icon on your desktop, you can just skip to the next part of the video where I show you how to use it. So with that said, let's get started on the install. So the first thing to know is where you would go to download it. So from Google Drive on your web browser, just click on the little settings button up here. Click on Download FileStream for Mac. And then on this page that comes up, you can click right here and say Download for Mac, and that will download the installer to your computer. I'm not going to do that today because I already have it downloaded. I've saved it right here on the desktop. It's called Google Drive FileStream.dmg. On your computer, you might find it in your Downloads folder or something. We're going to double-click to open that up. We're going to now double-click on this PKG file that opens up in the window. All right, so we'll say continue. Just accept the defaults to install it. Continue. We don't need to change anything there. We'll say install. So it's going to prompt you for the install account. If you don't know what this password is, just give the help desk a ring and we'll remind you what you need to know. All right, and there we go. It's done, as easy as that. So we'll close out of that, and then we can now delete the downloader that we installed, as well as this install Google FileStream icon on the desktop. We can just drag that right to the trash. So sometimes it will start automatically. If it doesn't, you can just go to your applications folder. So we'll go to our Finder, we'll go to our applications, and there it is right there, Google Drive FileStream. So we're going to launch that puppy up, and it's going to prompt to sign in the first time. So you want to sign in with your Romoland account. All right, so we have signed in. You'll see a little icon show up there on the top. It'll turn black once it's finished signing you in. And you get this little introduction thing, which I'm just going to skip. You can click through it if you want. And you'll see that you now have this little blue Google Drive icon on your desktop. And basically when you open that up, you see this window that says Google Drive. You also see over here on the left-hand side, you've got this little Google thing under devices, just like you would with a flash drive or something. And when you look at that, you see your drive, as well as any team drives that you have access to. So when I go into Drive, there's all my files and folders that are in Google Drive. And the important thing to note is that this doesn't convert the files that you put in there to Google Drive or Google Docs, whatever formats. It's just putting the actual files in there the same way that you've had them stored. It doesn't change anything. So it's really just acting like a file repository, just like if you were using Dropbox or something similar. So that's it. It's installed. Let's dig in to see how it works. So you can see all these little cloud icons on all of my files and folders. That's basically means that those are my items that are saved in my Google Drive up in the cloud. They're not actually stored on my computer. If I try to open something from in here, it's basically going to be opening it over the internet, just like if I open something in Google Drive in the Chrome browser. So if I wanted to put a file in there, say I've got my super important file here on the desktop that I don't want to lose, I don't want to leave it on my desktop because I know if something happens to my computer, it'll be gone forever. So I can just drag it into that window, and there you go. It copies it. You see this little gray bar, that means it's syncing. I don't need to sit there and wait for it though. I can close this window, go about my business, do other things, but it's in there and it's syncing it in the background. So I can see now when I look in there again, little gray bar is gone. It's got the little cloud. It's now synced. And that's it. It's now in Google Drive. So if I ever needed to get to it on this computer, I can just go in here and open it, just like I could open any other file on my computer. And if I needed to get to it from some other computer, I could just go to the web browser version of Google Drive. And I'll probably need to refresh since I just put it in there. And I'll scroll down. And there we go. There's my super important file right there. Now, say this was something that I wanted to have access to on my computer, but I wanted to make sure that I had access to it even if I didn't have internet access. Say I've been having wireless issues. I know that never happens at our schools, but let's say that that was the case. You just wanted to make extra sure you would have access to it for your lesson that day. All you need to do is right-click on the file that you want to have access to, go down to this Drive file stream item, and then click on Available Offline. And you'll see the little icon changes to a little green circle, and that's it. Now that file will not be moved from your computer to Google Drive storage, but it will be synced. So any changes you make to the file on your computer, those changes will be synced to Google Drive, but it's also always going to be accessible here on your computer, even if you were to lose your internet access for some reason while you needed access to the file. But it's still being synced, so if something were to happen to your computer, it's safe and sound. You even can move it into a folder if you want. Say I wanted to stick it in this classroom folder, and I can open up that folder, and there you go. There's my super important file, still accessible. So that's really all there is to it. I hope you found this helpful. And if you have any trouble getting Google Drive file stream installed or set up on your computer, please just send an email to the help desk, and we will come out and assist you right away. Thank you very much.